Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here and welcome to another video. So today, I wanted to do a different type of idea for you guys, right? I'm gonna actually change my settings here real quick so that you guys can actually hear the gameplay audio so it's not as boring, right? I'm gonna put this a little bit higher right here. So this video that I'm gonna be making, guys, understand that when I make these videos, it's not the type of video where I'm just like, oh, I'm amazing at this game, so I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna do like a defending tutorial, like I'm a pro player. Like it's nothing to do with that, right? Because these types of videos you should do, honestly, if you're any type of player. If you're a low tier player, mid tier player, high tier player, you should do this because analyzing your train of thought or your thought process in general when you're defending and attacking is going to help you play better in FIFA, right? When I am playing FIFA, I'm always looking at how my opponent is playing, and that's how I'm going to play against my opponent, right? Like I'm going to base it off of his play style, whether he's an aggressive defender, a drop back defender, whatever it is. It always depends on how the opponent is playing, right? Cuz sometimes if you're good at the game, sometimes your tactics is what's going to make you lose 4-0. And if you use different tactics, you could have won 2-0, right? So, and this is only if you're like decent at the game, because some people will just lose regardless, right? But the thing is that tactics are very, very important for you to be able to play to the best of your potential. Obviously, quality of the players as well is a very, very big deal. And in this review, you're going to see, analyzing wise, why my center backs are not the right center backs, but I have to keep using them just for now, just because like they're the cheaper options, right? So what I wanted to do today is I wanted to review my gameplay for defending just for like a full game, watch the gameplay, see how it kind of like pans out, and then just pretty much go from there. So as you guys know from the last video, I used my defensive 4-2-3-1 narrow variation in the beginning of the game. That's usually what I'm using. Fullbacks on stay back while attacking, CDMs on cut passing lane, stay back while attacking, and cover center, except for the more attacking-oriented CDM. Stay back while attacking is not on the attacking-oriented CDM. The two cams on the sides are on comeback and defense. The two middle guys, like the striker and the center cam, I don't touch them, right? So take that into consideration when we review this gameplay, right? So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna pull up just like a random game here. Record a little bit. I started recording a little bit late on this one, but just to give you guys an idea of the tactics I'm using, work rates and stuff are gonna be very important. And yeah, so let's just go ahead and watch the game. And then as we're watching the game, we'll talk about the stuff that I think I should have done or whatever it is, right? So a lot of this right now, I think what we're going to do is we're going to skip past to the defending parts, right? So here right now, you can see that the tactics that are set up for my team, right? This situation right here, you can see Idrissa Gueye is already set up to be able to block that middle area, right? So the players in the box setting right here is what's going to determine. It's players in the box and the depth of your team, right? So because my depth is on 5, that's where Idrissa Gueye is going to be positioned. It might be an ideal situation to put your depth a little bit higher so that Idrissa Gueye is positioned a little bit better to block that general middle position. But you can see that from this tactic that I am using, his player does a bad pass here, and Idrissa Gueye is able to intercept it no problem. You can also see, right, that from this positioning right here, counterattacks can be easily done potentially, and this is why I'm going to change Talisca at some point too, because you can see that when I am in the crossing position, right, because the crossing position's right here, players in the box set to 5, Talisca is already making a run inside the box. So that, personally, I may want to put him stay on the edge of the box so that he's positioned around this general area right here, and put players in the box set to like 4 or something, because that might be the more ideal situation to defend more properly in this situation. Idrissa Gueye gets the ball here. We're attacking.
Oh, class.
And then we end up scoring here with Paulinho.
Oh, class. Class.
I love being able to score, chat. Oh, and that's me getting happy about the finishing. All right. Right off the bat, right here, gotta defend kickoff. So you gotta like congest the middle as much as possible. What I'm actually gonna do here is I'm gonna put this for my desktop audio so that you guys can't hear the volume being leaked through. That real quick. Okay, perfect. There's variables to that, right? So in that situation, Paulinho is on balanced or balanced instructions in regards to defending. So I get rewarded for telling him. So you can see right now that I'm blocking the general middle area. I'm not overcommitting players because then it's kickoff. It's going to be easier to score, right? To commit forward.
That's why I like it, bro. I like when I can score.
No overcommitting, just blocking the middle as much as possible here.
Good angle. You didn't defend well enough. You didn't block that side. You could have used manual goalkeeping. You did.
That should be an interception. I believe it's a bad pass. My player should be able to just control the ball properly, not have it bounce there. But
you know,
It is
variables,
what it is.
man. All about the variables. Oh, Texera. I need Texera to be like 7'8".
See how I'm always blocking the middle area? He has nothing right now. You see how he's playing wide formation? But look, my cams are on comeback and defense, so you see how I'm occupying that spot? If I don't have comeback and defense, my tactic will not be able to block this guy right here, and the fullbacks are just going to be occupied by two different dudes, and that's just not going to be the situation. Everyone's being blocked right now.
Ronaldo is going to be disgusting in this game. I could already tell, bro. That man's going to be on another level. As he normally.
Always blocking the middle. Should have got possession of that, but you got to keep going, right? Watch the middle. See? That's the gap right there. The gap is right here. So that's the area that I had to block.
Should be a simple interception on that one. I don't like the huge bounce there.
Like I said. I don't like bounces on easy interceptions. They should
Big
just
bounces on
possession.
interceptions, Tom. If it's going directly towards me, it doesn't matter what my defending stats are.
I'm saying Tom because one of the gameplay devs is in the stream, and you know I give him shit all the time about gameplay, but you know the game's pretty decent.
Just let me control the ball. It's not a hard pass. No reason for him to do that.
Okay. Pass this
Acceleration
over here.
Weird one. Ooh, give me. Well,
That's,
don't you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Big deal.
So
Oh,
right
I should.
here.
Well, not big deal.
So right here, you can see that the defensive setup, Idrissa Gueye is on stay back while attacking, but look at Paulinho, right? I think Paulinho has high work rates, so his work rates are going to make him push back here. Look at this.
Nice opportunity, though.
You see how he's pushing back now? So having that extra attacking presence is worth it because of the work rates of the player. If he's high attacking, if he's high defensive work rates, high is the best. If I get like Matuidi and Alon or something as my CDMs, that'd probably be like a really ideal situation.
Nice opportunity.
Always block in the middle. See, now the gap in this position right here is this middle area right here. I'd rather him pass out wide and me block the middle, because if he passes it out wide, he has nothing to work with in the middle.
A lot of
You
these
see what I'm saying? So he made that pass. I'm blocking the middle. He has nowhere to go.
because I can't even judge that much
Now he's going to utilize this spot down here in the middle, which is fine. There's going to be spots that are going to be
because I don't
open.
have like the high quality players. So I
So in this situation right here, you got to block the middle. Always block the
don't know
middle.
what their finishing is like.
He makes a bad pass here.
Some of
Okay. Counterattack again. Players are all set in a good position. Got to block the middle as much as possible. This situation right here, I should have earlier, right? I'm committing to the person here. I shouldn't be committing to the person here because the person that I'm controlling right now is my left back. So because he is my left back, I shouldn't be committing forward to him because he will have space on the side to work with. As you can see here, when I overcommit thinking he's going to make the pass, I made a fatal mistake because now I have to watch the guy that's making the run at the top, right? This situation right here is when quality of defenders is important, having the chemistry style on defenders is important, putting shadow, because you'll see that in this situation right here, we get beaten for pace. So that's when the quality of the player is important. This guy screws up here because he should have kept on going. His player is significantly faster than mine. If he kept on going, he would have had a better opportunity. He messes up. We keep blocking the middle area. I'm using Idrissa Gueye, and you can see that because his transitioning is so good, left and right, agility is good, balance is good, he's able to block that middle really well.
I think I'm going to put chemistry styles on my players because
You could hear me saying I want to put chemistry styles on my players because you get beaten for pace, and if you have the shadows, it's going to be very helpful. Let's get past this. Score here with Talishka. Okay. Always block in the middle. Overcommit a little bit here.
bad direction.
That's just me being stupid.
How's work, Tom? You guys doing all right over there? This game's
Attacking.
End. Look it up.
Here we go.
Man, what am I doing there?
So again, all the players are really well positioned right now. I have my fullbacks back. One of my fullbacks, or Paulinho, that's a CDM that's attacking. You can see that he's occupying the right back position. Not too bad. One of the right backs over here was committing a bit, but it's okay. We still have that area covered. Every area is covered right now. He's obviously going to have like open passing spaces like over here, obviously. But you got to make sure that you bring one of your midfielders back, right? So
Why
you can see I keep using Talishka to bring him back, right?
Right there's
This situation right here, you know, having him make that pass in the middle is not necessarily a bad thing because the right stick switching is really bad right now, and hopefully they fix it for one of the patches. But in this situation right here, if he makes his pass, I could just switch to Idrissa Gueye and then get this ball easily.
You couldn't switch with the right stick right there, Tom? With Talishka?
Right? Closing down the spaces with him. You can see that so this is the quality of the center backs. Look at how they're positioned right now. That's terrible, right? Because having a low high with a high medium person as the two center backs, the work rates are just completely off. So that's something that you have to take into consideration in regards to quality of player as well. Right there, a 3 block in the middle as much as possible. I'm complaining about the right stick switching here. Times I couldn't switch to my CDM. Always blocking that middle, see? Always the middle, always the middle. Never over. I commit here because he has nothing to work with over here. So committing a little bit just to see if he can maybe get a pass off is good. Over here, he might make a first-time pass upwards.
The L1 switching is awesome, by the way.
Right?
But it's just the right. The L1 switching is awesome.
I'll lower this just a little bit. So you can see in this situation right here, I'm thinking like, okay, he's going to do like a first-time pass upwards. So the first thing I'm thinking is like, I want to block that area right away. Idrissa Gana Gueye, amazing at transitioning left and right.
The L1 is
goes to the left instantly, right? He takes that dribble. Idrissa Gana Gueye gets the ball. Amazing player.
Pisses me off.
Okay. Idrissa Gana Gueye still on stay back while attacking. Look at the balance of the team. It's still very good, right? Talishka, I need to change because the high-low work rates does not work for me as on his card. I think if I have a high-medium, I wouldn't have to set the tactic on staying the edge of the box with him. I think he'd position himself a little bit better in the cam position. High-medium, high work rates. I think high work rates would be beautiful for the cam. Right? Always blocking that middle. You see that I'm using, in this situation right here, I'm using Idrissa Gana Gueye the whole time, right? Right? Idrissa Gana Gueye the whole time. He gets that angle, but the center back will commit a little bit to get that ball. That's why balanced on your defensive tactics is nice, because if you have drop back, he might not be as aggressive towards getting that ball.
While you're aiming in the direction. Should allow me to switch there.
Go back to some defending here.
Ah, it's so nice if he wasn't standing there. What a
block the sides. So I overcommit here with the sides. That part right there, the controls are a little bit weird with the left stick, right? In regards to the responsiveness, because this should be an easy tackle. I overcommit perfectly here. It's just that you see that the person goes more to the right side when I'm trying to commit completely forward here, right? But it's timed off a little bit, but you can see that I overcommitted the right back. So now I have to be mindful that he's not in that position, right? He starts transitioning back into the position. Now I don't have to worry about him, right? Fullback, I switch off of him because I want him to occupy that space by himself. But you can see that he starts committing forward here, and his player at the top starts to make a run. So now you need to go occupy that space as quick as possible with your people on the side. Whether it's the left back or the center back in that general area, you need to be able to occupy that space. You can see that the space is still open at the top, so that's the area that I go into instantly. The problem with this situation is that I had to use one of my CDMs, right, to occupy that spot. He could do a nice little lob pass, get the ball through on the sides here, but ended up not being a huge deal.
Easily intercept that, but we'll take it.
Using Paulinho as a CDM in the middle, try to occupy that space. Height is going to be really important this year. The meta is very similar to last year in regards to what players are good and bad. It's very, very similar.
I feel you, man.
Overcommitting here with the side. Overcommitting there is not an issue because it's kickoff, right? So when you overcommit that person, you can just kind of like bring them back, right?
Little dribbling responsiveness.
Again, you can see that the back four is in position. I have stay back while attacking on my fullbacks. I don't like conceding counterattacks too often. Back four is in position. Idrissa Gueye is in the position. Left cam and right cam will be coming back on defense with the tactics. So you can see that he doesn't. Here's the big thing with me, right? I think Keita Balde is potentially high-low work rates. I'm gonna check that right now. High work rates for me is a preferred choice because these players will move a little bit better, right? So because Keita Balde is high-low work rates, look at how he's transitioning backwards, right? It's very slow, not quick enough, right? If I search Carrasco's card, I think Carrasco is like a medium potentially. Okay, so Carrasco is a high medium, but he has that medium defensive work rate to come back in position. But imagine if you have high work rates with players that have good stamina. That's the best ideal situation for the instructions that you have set for the players. Because look at how Keita Balde is moving. He's moving without any urgency, you know what I'm saying? But urgency is good because now you can see I like to overcommit to certain spaces. I overcommitted there with my fullback. Keita Balde is obviously blocking this guy right here, but he'd be coming back a little bit quicker for me to block this general area more if he had that work rate, right? We defend really well here with Diallo. Nice little tackle. Nice little overcommitment there. So you can see that I'm blocking that run this entire time, right? Because in this situation right here, I overcommitted my fullback, right? So right here, I overcommit. I shouldn't overcommit, but the reason why I do is because the space between the attack and the defense in the middle is too big. So the reason why I commit is because I can now occupy my fullback as a CDM, right? So you'll see the transitioning from here, that when I switch to the center backs, now my fullback is playing that CDM position, right? So it's about like understanding who's at a position to transition another guy into that position, right? We do a nice little tackle there, nice little LT-RT jockey, which is the best it's ever been in any FIFA. And then we just go from there on the attack again.
Be a heavy touch there. I don't know if you guys did a pitch notes for
blocking with Idrissa Gueye the whole time.
To teach people like what the best way of taking it would probably be, because if you got like on the weight system, it makes sense. It'd just be better than okay, you know. But
over here, players are positioned really well.
To, like, you know, put that out there.
Over here, I overcommit with Keita Balde. Right?
In the game.
Nice little overcommitment there, just to maintain that general position. Fullback is now going to occupy the attacker that's making that run. You can see that he's tracking that general run now, so that's fine. We're going to go back to defending in the middle here.
Like in general.
That's me overcommitting with Talisca. You should never do that. You should never overcommit with Talisca like that, because now you have that blob of space that Cam is no longer in position that you need him to be. So now you can see that my midfield core, now it's balanced. Everything is working out really nicely, right? He has his space on the side, but that's not the issue. The issue is being able, this is why the right stick switch needs to be fixed. The issue is if he makes his pass and then does a pass instantly into the middle, right? So what do? We switch to Idrissa Gueye instantly to block that general area, because I know that he can make that pass right away, but from that pass, I don't want him to have an angle to pass anybody else, right? We defend with Paulinho, good little interception right there. Over here, the way that I'm defending here, you could see that off screen, I'm already pushing up with my left-sided oriented player. So you can see that when he gets the ball here, I don't switch to the guys in the middle. I know that he can make this pass down here on the side, but my fullback is in position. This is the type of stuff you need to realize, right? My fullback is into position. So overcommitting here with Carrasco to close down an angle is nice, because I'll control the player at the top afterwards, right? So look, he makes his pass. Once I overcommit Carrasco, the first thing I want to do is, look, now I'm blocking the general area at the bottom. Could he make this pass to this guy right here? He definitely could. But I'm still closing that angle as much as possible, because if I close this angle over here and I'm blocking the middle area with my Cam and Talisca, that's why I wish he was high, medium, or high. I think high would probably be the best one. Or high. It's either of the two, right? I'm blocking that middle area so that if he does end up making this pass regardless, I can still block the middle area. But you can see that I get the ball here at Talisca. We transition again on the attack. Again, players are positioned really well. I overcommit the fullback a little bit because he doesn't have too many people making runs on the side, so it's okay to overcommit. I don't always overcommit perfectly, right? But it's because like you have to compensate a little bit for the right stick switching, because I don't like overcommitting, but there's moments where it makes sense to do it, right? Let's get past this. Okay. See, that's me overcommitting, because I know that if the only thing that he can do in this situation is do a fake shot downwards, maybe make a pass to the guy on the side, or do a first-time pass here. I personally think that this is where the quality of player is going to be very important. Over here in this situation, I read that really well, and I do a tackle myself, but we get really unlucky with the little bounce right there. But video game concept-wise, it would be nice if I could actually intercept that.
Too, like right away, because
it's a good prediction, right? Over here, this is a tricky situation to switch between the fullback and the attacker, right? So over here, you can see I'm switching with the fullback to put him in position, right? And then I switch off him and I occupy the CDM position. I don't necessarily mind if he makes this pass over here at the top, because all I have to do is block the middle when he makes that run here, right? So over here in this situation, you can see I give him that space. This is where chemistry styles is important for certain players, and having pace on your fullbacks is massive, right? You need the pace. High work rates is beautiful. Alex Tellage is a god. I love using him. But this right here, if I have Shadow, you could see that I can catch up to Caputo. And look, because I occupy the CDM area, my middle will still be covered, right? So we still use the right back. A hidden tactic that you guys should use when defending is, and you have to time this because you could get it wrong, right? Some people don't know about this tactic, is when you hold circle a little bit, when you time it a certain way, your players become more aggressive towards getting the ball. And you'll see that command right here. Look, You see how he becomes more aggressive? I press the button slightly twice, but you have to feel it out in the game, right? Look, boom, boom. He becomes more aggressive towards trying to win the ball back, right? LTRT jockey, I know that he goes backwards. We get the tackle off right there. It goes out for a throw in.
I think you guys did a good job with the LTRT into the person, but it's still, like, there's certain ones that still need to be, like, possessed. LTRT into the person, but I like
over here, we're blocking the middle area. That's a dangerous pass right here. Now, that's the area you never want to give your opponent. It's that part right there, right? That's the area that I try to attack all the time, and that's the area that your opponents are going to try to attack all the time. Once he passes that general middle area over here, that's when it becomes very dangerous, right? When you switch to Idrissa Gana Gueye, instantly keep blocking the middle. Don't want to overcommit because you can see that I'm watching the transition of Talisca here, right? Talisca starts committing a little bit downwards. So again, I go back into occupying that middle position. Now we're back in business. We're in a very good position. He does the drag back. I got to instantly switch to Idrissa Gana Gueye to watch this general pass he can make down here, and then this opening he has over here, right? So that's the area that he's trying to exploit from that drag back. He wants to do this and then pass it to this guy instantly, right? So what do? We try to block that general area. He should have utilized that position more from that general opening, but it's all about maintaining that middle shape, right? I always maintain that middle shape, always switching the players. And then when they become a little bit too open in the general areas, that's when you got to switch it a little bit, right? So you can see I'm always blocking at the CDM area. Always blocking. Very poor pass by him there.
I get that that's characteristic of a person. I just hate.
Over here, again, very bad defending because look, once you make this pass, and this is the right stick switching, not registering quick enough here, right? Over here, you got to switch to Idrissa Gana Gueye and Paulinho instantly because, again, watching that middle area is very important, right? Look at that gap he just had right there. Got to be very careful with that, right? He makes a very bad pass, very aggressive. No point in doing that. He had way more options to work with there. It didn't really utilize it that well.
The reason why I don't like it is because there's makes some of the players like more like the touches.
Okay. So this is the problem that I have, and I've realized this in my gameplay, right? You shouldn't do this. Look, this right here. No reason for me to overcommit that right cam. You see this guy right here? No reason for me to do that. I should not overcommit. I should be blocking this general area right here because they'll always go for that area right there. You see that little opening? I gave him that opening, and I don't like that. This position right here, I have to bring my right cam back because there's two attackers going up against me now. I don't want to only control my fullback because it'll be easier for him to make runs, right? So you can see that at that point, I switch to the fullback when my right cam is in a better position, right? So because both of the attackers are running, if you switch off of your right cam or left cam, because of the person making a run, they will actually track back more, right? Again, the high defensive work rates would be even better, but you know, with the high-low, they'll still do it, right? So instantly in this position, I switch to my fullback, right? To be able to block the middle area because you can see right here, he overcommits again. Shouldn't be overcommitting, right? Because in this position right here, he has to be utilizing that middle position, right? When he makes his pass downwards, this is what he has to work with. He has nothing right now, right? He has to slow down his attacking play, build it up again from the middle, because look at this little gap that he has working here. Attacking AI is very different this year. He can utilize this position a little bit better, dribble a little bit more, try to like fake me out a little bit, right? But him overcommitting this pass was his problem. High defensive work rates on my fullback. We do a ball roll pass, get into position, right?
I need to. It would be super.
Skip past this a little bit. This should be a goal. I hate that he missed that. This would have been class too. Hate that he missed that.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Okay, so over here, right? Look at Talisca on the high-low work rates. He's walking. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have comeback on defense, but I'm telling you guys, when you have the right work rates in those positions, when you don't have comeback on defense, the player is well balanced in regards to attacking and defending, right? But look, he's walking. He doesn't really care about actually defending. Him, you have to force the comeback on defense, but if you do that, you create a linear style of play that doesn't allow him to move freely, and the free movement is what's important here, right? Over here, once he gets into this position, right? That's the middle area that he should be exploiting. Look at all this gap of space right here, right? So right stick switching, again, needs to be adjusted for me to be able to occupy that space a little bit better, right? We switch to Idrissa Gana Gueye. That's the area that I want to try to defend the most as possible. He makes a bad pass here because he should be aiming towards this guy right here because he has way more to work with, right? With certain players being out of position and whatnot. We get the ball here with Idrissa Gana Gueye, and then we continue forward again. See, not overcommitting the right cam now, not overcommitting him now. See, now we still have that left side blocked a little bit, right? Don't need to switch to the CDMs just yet because they're well positioned. And that's it. That's from one game, right? Like the type. I make mistakes too. I make a lot of mistakes, man. Some of it is game mechanics wise, where it's like the left stick responsiveness is not there yet, and in regards to like dribbling and whatnot, and then it's the right stick switching is the biggest one for me. So right stick switching right now is very, very questionable. But being able to occupy that general middle area, you don't want him to get around that semicircle, because if he gets around that semicircle, that's the area you need to defend the most in this game, because that's the area that people want to exploit the most, right? So that's pretty much it in regards to the defending tutorial. If you guys want to see more of these types of videos in the future, I can definitely do them. They're very easy to make. It's just a train of thought, guys. This video, I hope it helps you. Not necessarily for you guys to copy my game style or whatever it is. It's more like analyze your gameplay, see what you're doing wrong, see what you're doing right, right? There's moments that tactics and positioning and my overcommitting on the attack for certain areas is what allows me to not defend properly in certain situations, right? So always understand what's best for your team, the tactics you have, blah, blah, the quality of your team, what you need the most, and you'll be able to progress a little bit further in regards to defending. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Probably going to do a stream later today, so I'll catch you guys then. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.